So all year long, I've been saying that COVID-19 will end up being the third leading cause of death in the United States. And technically it was, but I was a little bit wrong about just how deadly it really is. It's actually the leading cause of death if you start in April. So I know a lot of you guys haven't heard of JAMA, but it's the Journal of American Medical Association, and it publishes medical research. And a lot of folks, like myself, I kind of looked at COVID deaths for the whole year, right? When we were just trying to figure out how many deaths were going to come up, you kind of look at I believe it is cancer or heart disease, one of the two, is like the leading cause of death in the United States. At about 500,000 people, right? And we didn't hit that for the year for 2020. Also, under that is there's cancer, heart disease. They go back and forth, but one's about 500,000. I believe that was like 600,000. But yeah, we haven't hit those thresholds in 2020. So I had COVID down as the third leading cause of death. But that's the thing. That's those other things we started counting in January. COVID wasn't that widespread back then, right? And so what this article did was it looked at the numbers from March through October. And during that time frame, COVID deaths actually surpassed the deaths from heart disease and cancer, and became the United States, the leader in the United States from overall deaths, right? And if you see the numbers after October, after they looked at the study, they haven't exactly gotten better. And the bad news doesn't end there. Due to reporting delays and miscoding of COVID-19 deaths, and an increase in non-COVID-19 deaths caused by disruptions due to the COVID pandemic, the article of this JAMA report here says that the deaths could be 50% higher than publicly reported COVID-19 death counts. The author also makes a case for the reason why so many folks are dying and attributing it to COVID-19, saying COVID-19 is unlike other causes of death in that it's individuals who die from homicide or cancer don't transmit that risk of morbidity or mortality to those nearby. Basically, because COVID is something that people pass from one person to the next, that kind of increases the numbers of folks who are dying due to COVID complications, right? Now, I will be honest, reading this article, and you can look it up for yourself. I'll try to remember to include a link in the description here. But reading it does seem like a little bit of a mix of science and opinion, put together. He talks a lot about, how the U.S. Government has failed to adequately protect people, and it does seem a little political here. But unfortunately, as they say, numbers don't lie, and the numbers that he's talking about and ultimately are backed up by this. And unfortunately, I think with this pandemic truth is people have just seen way too many movies about how the end of the world would happen, and they just look around and they say, this ain't it, They're expecting they're expecting bodies in the street and expecting Morgan Freeman to be president. Instead, we got this guy. Yes. But to be fair, on a serious note here, I do kind of get why people are, tired of all the COVID data and tired of all the, the COVID stuff at this point. I mean, I'm kind of tired of it myself, and I certainly get why people kind of take this information with a grain of salt, no matter how accurate it really is. It seems like every time we finish one wave, there's another one around the corner, We got through the holidays, and now there are these new variants, and all of a sudden COVID's predicted to be worse than it's ever been. It just always seems like as soon as we get over one hump, we're worried about the next hump. And so I can get how people can be skeptical about this kind of information. And also the masks suck. I hate them. They're the worst. I'll be honest. But as they say, again, numbers don't lie. And so if you want to not be part of this statistic, make sure you wear that mask and take this shit seriously. Hey, what's going on, everyone? Thank you so much for watching Citizen Pete. I really appreciate it. If you haven't already, click that little subscribe button, maybe the like button, and hey, maybe just leave a comment. I want to know what you're thinking. What do you think about all the politics and news and all the stuff that's going on in our country?